What is up, YouTube? We have a kind of special episode today. We're going to be focusing on my BMW S1000rr. This is kind of like a 1-year review. If you guys read the thumb or the title of the video, you guys would see. But I kind of just want to go over everything to the people that are contemplating buying this bike. If you're not sure, you're not 100% like on board with buying this bike, I kind of want to give you like pros and cons of owning an S1000. I do want to go over the mods that I have on this bike as of right now, as opposed to basically nothing on this bike is stock. It is on a stock engine though, everything like that, like mechanically is stock, but cosmetically wise, it's not. So let's just dive straight into it, and yeah, let's get it. Alright, so up front we got these absolutely beautiful matte gecko LED lights. They're a game changer. Like, I'll put up a side-by-side comparison of this exact bike with no LEDs versus LEDs. They're a game changer. Not only are they brighter than, the OEM ones, but how can you not get it? You can't get over that. It's so clean. Makes the bike look so much better in my opinion. Moving just back a little bit, cosmetically once again, we do have this custom painted dragon scale red fairings. Those are from Moto Part Fairings. My link is down in description. If you use my code, you can get like $120 off of your order. Save yourself some money. Get yourself some high quality painted fairings. I love it. I've had zero issues with them whatsoever. Moving down just a bit though, we do have these carbon fiber side fairings. We do also have the carbon fiber belly. So once again, these are all cosmetic, and switching from from plastic to carbon fiber, there's not really there's not a whole bunch to go off of there, because I mean, take this truck, this Ford right here. If we were to replace all the body panels on that from what they are now to carbon fiber, it would make it so much lighter. Whereas normal fairings, these are already plastic, and you're just going to carbon fiber. So you might be able to save yourself a little bit of weight, but they are just cosmetic. I think they're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. We also do have carbon fiber up on the tank cover here. Coming back here just a little bit, we do have the carbon fiber rear mudguard, and it's hooked into one as the chain guard. So I absolutely love that. It does have a little bit of damage on that, but we're going to get all of our carbon fiber basically just refurbished, and here in just a little bit make it look brand new. Now, something that is kind of cosmetic, but it's more performance wise, we do have this full titanium Akrapovic exhaust. Now, I know people say it differently. People say Akrapovic. I call it Akrapovic. If that's right or wrong, I apologize, but we do have the full titanium system. We do also have a tune on this bike, so it's just going to run healthier, runs more power, everything like that. We also do have a different air filter, so kind of just lets air go through easier, pretty much. Just kind of self-explanatory. This bike I've had for, I want to say, almost just like a year and a half now. We got this bike at 12,000 miles, 12,500 miles, give or take. And we're up to already like 19,000, like 19,050, something like that. So, I mean, the only issue I've had is I did crack my radiator, but I feel like personally that is a user error, not a bike error. Now, something that I feel like might be a bike error that I've had happen is there's a coolant line in the bike, obviously, but it's down here. I want to say it's in there somewhere. When I was doing a pull on the highway, I'll show a clip of the pull. And here's a clip of the aftermath of that pull. I'm not too sure what happened. It looked like the hose just came loose. We got that fixed, and this bike has just been a dream. I love this bike. I can't explain like necessarily thoughts on this bike or how I feel, just because it's a whole different bike. I used to ride an R6. I used to make YouTube videos with the R6, and don't get me wrong, I love that bike. I love it so much. These bikes are just a whole different game. The cool thing about, so this is a 2015, I should have specified that earlier. So this is a 2015, the premium package. So we do have the heated grips. OEM on it doesn't, I don't know if it has to necessarily be a premium package, but we do have the modes. We have like slick, user, race, rain, and sport, I believe. I think those are the 5 modes. Don't quote me on that, but I know there are 5 modes. But with that, we also have cruise control right here. We also have the heated grips. There's a lot of other stuff that I'll throw up on screen that I don't remember off the top of my head right now. But these bikes are insane. They're also at a really great price point. But I do feel like if you're on the border, the edge of wanting to buy an S1000, I feel like it's a great choice. They're not priced extremely high. Their market hasn't dropped or raised. So buying one of these isn't necessarily an investment, but it can be. Depends on how you use it. But you're also not really buying a depreciating asset, in my opinion. I bought this bike for about $12,000, $12,800, give or take. I could probably resell it right now for probably a little bit more profit just because of everything I've done to it. Now, once again, I know mods don't really cross over into that, you know, making the bike worth more. But I do feel like I would rather pay, you know, $3,000 more with $5,000 to $6,000 worth of mod. After like a year and a half of getting it, I got it back in October of 24. If I'm not mistaken, I got it back in October of 2024. Now, there are downsides to having an S1000, and I'm not just sitting here and being super biased about these type of things because I own an S1000. I love this bike, and I would choose it over almost every other leader bike. So that's just me though. Now, there are downsides to owning these type of bikes. They are pricey. You can't just necessarily take it to a dealership and get quoted and go from there. You have to take it to specific dealerships like a Eurosport dealership, and those are kind of hard to find. As from what I know right now, there are only 2 that are within like an hour and a half drive from me. That is something to be cautious about. But on the upside, I don't want to, you know, get under people's skins, especially my viewers that own a new gen S1000. They're beautiful bikes. I love them so much, but they are unreliable. That's just me, and I understand it's a 50-50. I've seen some of my buddies buy a new gen K67 S1000, and they've put like maybe 8,000 miles on it, and then it just grenades. I've also seen people put like 35,000 miles on their S1000, and it is just a dream to have. They've never had any issues with it. Now, why am I saying this? I'm comparing a new gen. Now, 2015 or 3rd gen, it doesn't have to be necessarily 2015. They are the most reliable engines in my opinion. And I feel like there's facts that can back that as well. If you don't want to be dropping a bunch of money into something, but you still want to have a bike that is absolutely phenomenal and performs amazing, this is your choice right here. I love this bike, and I don't think I would trade it for any other bike. The only other bike that I feel like I might be like, but I still wouldn't trade it because I don't think I could ever get rid of this bike, would probably be something like a Fireblade, like an SP, a Triple R. I think something like that would be absolutely awesome to own, but I still would choose my S1000 over something like that. Yeah, so that is my kind of 1-year review on this bike. We're going to get out, we're going to ride a little bit so you guys can see what it's like riding an S1000. I also have literally every other YouTube video on my channel is me riding this bike. I do feel like, once again, this isn't any bash to new gen bikes whatsoever, but I've seen a lot of my buddies have issues with these newer gen bikes, such as like the R1s or the RSV4s or even just the new gen S1000s. I feel like they can be such a pain to not understand the consistency behind these type of bikes. Now, I can hop on these bikes and I overthink a lot when it comes to my bike because I love this bike, but I know that it's going to do its best every single time without a hiccup. I also think the sound of these bikes are absolutely insane. I want to get into wheeling and everything like that. I want to learn stand-ups. Like, I want to get there really bad, and that's going to take a lot of practice. But what I've seen personally with even my own eyes is a lot of these new gen bikes when you try to wheelie them, like the R1s. And I want to say it kind of comes from, or roots from, like oil starvation issues. We're gonna post up right here for just a second. I gotta put my phone down. Kind of forgot it was in my pocket. Dude, the pops as well. I mean, shit. That personally to me convinces me to buy this bike. It just sounds amazing, and I'm not dissing on any other brand, and I know it might seem like, and I can see where y'all are coming from with this, is that I'm such a BMW fanboy, and I really am. I love BMW. Now, I love all the other bikes. I would love to own like an R1 or an RS-V4. I am not a biggest fan of Kawasaki personally. I think they have their issues that they need to figure out before I dump my money into something like that. But I can't get over this bike. This is by far the best bike I've owned and or ridden. Now, once again, to go over the downsides of it, and everybody has their own issues, but my only concern with these type of bikes is they're just expensive. Parts are expensive. Labor is expensive unless you do everything yourself, which I try to do as much labor myself as I can on these type of bikes. Saves you just a ton of money in the end of it. Oh, there's a UHP up there. Oh, my nuts. CBR. I don't think I've ever had an adventure bike wave at me like that. That was funny. The pops might be a little obnoxious with these type of bikes. I can't get over it personally. Maybe I'm the problem, but I personally think these bikes are just absolutely insane. To wrap up the video, that's my honest thoughts on this bike. Once again, this is a 2015 BMW S1000rr. I love this bike so much, and I've loved everything that this bike has brought me, and more memories to make. If this helped you decide on buying a BMW, an S1000, whatever it might be, it just gave you more clarity on the situation, drop a comment. Besides all of that though, make sure you guys subscribe. It takes like 2 seconds. It's completely free. Helps me be able to post more and more videos. There's a lot of bikes out today, holy shit. Make sure you head over to the Instagram as well. We're doing the merch drop soon, and there's going to be a surprise for the first 25 people that do end up buying merch. So I promise it's worth it. You're not going to want to miss out on the very first drop. It is limited. With that all being said though, thank you to everybody who supports the channel, people that have came back, people that are new, welcome. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.